James Morrison and Nelly Furtado and Broken Strings. 25 to 12. Fancy a blow dry? A Brazilian blow dry? Yeah, does that sound good to you? Nearly. It sounds very exotic, doesn't it? But what does it actually mean? Because, in the waxing, I'm very much into the waxing life now, darling. Oh, yes. Waxing, Brazilian, has a completely different meaning when it comes to waxing, doesn't it? But we're not going there today. The way I understand it, it's a sort of long-lasting blow-dry. But let's get the lowdown on this. The owner of Secrets Hair Salon in Rayleigh is Steve Wynder. Morning, Steve.
Good morning. How are you?
So, fine. I'm just being very careful what I say. I have never come across a Brazilian blow-dry before. Okay, just describe it for me.
Yeah, of course. It's what it is if a client has very unruly hair, that sort of nightmare hair that you go out in the damp and it goes really frizzy, then what this does, it's a lotion that you put into the hair, and then you blow dry into the hair, and then essentially that blow dry then lasts between 3 to 5 months, depending on the hair type.
3 to 5 months?
Yep. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And what we can do is we can put it into the hair, and you literally blow dry the hair, put straighteners through it, which heat seals this product into the hair.
Yeah.
And then the client just leaves it for 4 days, and then when they wash it, they can just blast it with a hairdryer, and it literally falls back into shape. They might have to sort of play with it a little bit, but it will just fall straight back into shape.
That's absolutely amazing. So you can wash your hair, because we were talking about this yesterday, and one of my colleagues said to me, no, I think once you've had one of these, you can't wash your hair. And we were all saying, what?
No, you can, yeah. Yeah, just wash your hair exactly as normal. But the great thing is that you haven't got to stand there for hours on end, blow drying that frizz out and blow drying the hair straight.
So what's in this magic lotion then?
It's actually a pure keratin, and it's also got gold. It's got 22 carat gold dust and white clay in it.
Oh, I bet that's cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
gold dust.
Yes, yeah, and this apparently helps the bonding of the keratin to the hair fibre, so that gradually as you wash it, it stays in, and it does wash out over time.
Yeah.
So it's not like a permanent straighter which would grow out. This just gradually fades off the hair. So the results are amazing, and the hair's so shiny when it's done.
Why Brazilian?
Because it was developed out in Brazil.
Oh, good answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
You can imagine the comments we've had in the salon.
I can imagine the comments.
Yeah.
Yes, I certainly can. Is it expensive? It must be expensive. How much is it?
Yeah, it starts. I mean, we're doing an introductory offer of £100 at the moment, but it will be around about 130 to anything up to sort of £200, depending on the length of hair and how much product you have to use on the hair.
It's that expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, but then when you break it down, if you look at some women that are coming in once a week, spending, say, I don't know, £15 to £20 having their hair blow dried, then it actually works out cost effective.
And it can last that long? It can last months?
Yeah, it lasts months. It's just, I mean, it's revolutionised the sort of hairdressing industry. We're looking at it as the new perm.
How often? I mean, how modern is it?
It's been in the West End. They've been doing it now for a little while, but it is very, very new. I've just come back from a trade fair in London, and everybody's sort of raving about it. So it's very, very new. So
as you were saying right at the start, for people with sort of frizzy, curly hair, and I know quite a few women have got that sort of hair.
Yeah.
This has got to be the way, hasn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely the way forwards. I mean, it's just, you're not going to have bad hair days anymore. It's going to be brilliant. Even if you go out in that damp weather or you go on holiday, it's just not going to get all that sort of frizziness around the hairline or nightmare blow dries. If
perchance you don't want to spend the money on a Brazilian blow dry, what other tips have you got to make it last longer? Because when you come out, when a woman comes out from somebody like yourself, she feels like $1 million, doesn't she? I mean,
Absolutely,
she just feels great, because that's part of the secret of doing what you do. To make people feel really, really good. But of course, the next day when she gets in the shower, bush, it all goes, doesn't it?
That's right. Yeah. I mean, the real secret to it is making sure that the stylist gives you plenty of tips on how to do your hair and how to blow dry your hair.
Right.
If you're doing it yourself, just make sure that when you've blow dried your hair, you blast the hair through with a cold dryer, and that sets the hair in shape. Otherwise, if the hair's still warm, it will just collapse and start going back into its natural state.
So when do you do that with the cold dry right at the end?
Yeah, right at the end. So they'll blow dry their hair. When they finish, just perhaps put their head upside down and blast it through with a cold dryer. That stops the scalp from perspiring and then making the hair go flat again.
Do you know, I hadn't heard of that.
Yeah.
It's new, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, a good tip, the Brazilian blow dry is the one for you if you want to keep your hair looking as though it's just been done.
Absolutely,
yes?
yeah.
Steve, you're a star. Thank you so much for that. Steve Wynder, and he's the boss of Secrets Hair Salon in Rayleigh. It's all happening here in the county, you know. See? Well, I think I got through that in one piece, don't you?